Welcome to the Late Show, or whatever we want to call it. So I just want to talk about my project, the heliocentric television live stream, and my plans for it. The video has no sound. No, the video is not going to have sound. It's just there playing. It's just background noise. I don't have a freaking webcam or anything. I'm not that cool. So I purchased the domain heliocentric .tv. I was really shocked that it was available, so I jumped on that. They had helio.tv, and I was like, nah, I'll do heliocentric.tv. Sorry. Alright, and basically the reason I wanted to do that was because I have to try to navigate through YouTube's content ID system, and doing that I kind of have to do, I guess, what we would call frequency hopping. So I'd have to go from channel to channel, because when the stream gets shut down, then you can't stream anymore. But it seems like there's three types of content ID strikes, or claims, I guess you would say. You got the hard one where the stream is just cut off and you get a strike. Then you got kind of a soft one where the stream just gets stopped, and then because of the content ID, and you can't continue streaming until that content is no longer on your live stream. And then there's a really soft one where you just can't make money off it, and that's usually because of music or something like that. So I don't have a what do they call that? My upload is on DSL, so it's only like 1.2 megabytes. I have a 15 megabyte download, and it doesn't make sense for me to re-upload everything to YouTube to check it again, because they changed their content ID system back in July, and I started this idea of doing this live stream like 6 months ago. So I started editing video and organizing it all and everything and checking it, and it all checked. You know, everything cleared YouTube's content ID, and it seems like they updated it in July, and so it's like more sensitive. So now I have to go through and check all my content again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have throwaway channels, and I'm just going to stream my videos that I plan to put on the heliocentric television live stream, and just wait for it to basically get shut down, you know. So I don't want to do that on my main channels. So I just have throwaway accounts, and so I will update the heliocentric .tv URL, and it will take you to the live stream if you want to, you know, see it. But I have like old sci-fi movies and stuff that I want to make sure that it'll get cleared. Sorry, hold on a second. And so it doesn't make sense for me to upload everything with such a slow internet connection. I could drop the bit rate down and all sorts of like technical stuff, but the point being is that it's still kind of in beta mode, and I was kind of hoping for it to be live now, but it's going to be hit or miss right now, because I don't want to get my channel terminated. You know, in the grand scheme of things, I really don't care, you know, but I might even go to Twitch to do this. I don't know anything about Twitch. If anyone wants to fill me in, or if it's a good idea or not, I haven't really looked into it, but it's definitely going to happen. A couple nights ago, when I was doing the live stream, there was two kids on there, and they were kids. I asked them, and they were all like, how do we debunk flat earth and all this stuff, and it was really cool. And I was just like, well, it doesn't do you any good if I just tell you what to say. You have to look into it for yourself, and so you understand what you're saying. You just don't want to be a parrot. And I point him in the right direction, and I told him, start with the moon, and really learn everything there is to learn about the moon. Then go to the sun. Then you can do observations and work your way up to like gravity and inertia and tides and the more complicated stuff. And they're like, oh wow, cool. And that made me feel really awesome. Let me see, hold on here. So Demonic thinks I should go ahead and do it on Twitch too. Can you do comments and everything? Is it just like YouTube? Because they said they're a lot more lenient with the content ID. I know they just started a content ID system, but it's, from what I understand, they're not as strict as YouTube. Another kind of funny thing about the stream is I don't know if you see on the Flat Earth channels, like they have the Encyclopedia Britannica blurb at the bottom that says, the Apollo space missions or whatever. I had that on my stream for like 30 seconds. And it disappeared. It was really funny. I was like, whoa, what happened? And then the next day I had the 9/11 blurb on it about the World Trade Center towers. And I was like, oh, okay, so they think I'm a fake channel. But then it disappeared again like 2 minutes later. So I think people are manually doing this. They're going by the tags in the on the video. And another thing I noticed today, if you're making like content, and I think the tags are really important. I always try to like fill them up. The tags, they actually go by single words, so you could put more tags if there's fewer words. But if you have like phrases as your tags, then you're not going to be able to have as many tags. So I found that out today, and I thought that was kind of interesting. That But basically, I think a lot of this is spread around by word of mouth. I probably only like 10% of my viewers actually find it through searches, because a lot of it is just by word of mouth, it looks like. The bit rate for it on the live stream is going to be low right now until I get more viewers, and then I'll have a dedicated system set up with a higher bit rate. So I'm really trying to, what I'm doing now is I use a low bit rate at like 600 megabits per second, but I'm using a really hardcore encoder with my computer, so it kind of maxes out my computer to get the best possible resolution at the lowest bit rate. And that's my goal, so everyone could watch and have, because a lot of people still don't have like really fast broadband. Let's see what else. So it's going to be like it will eventually be probably 24/6. I won't do probably shut it down on Monday for like, I don't know, because I need the bandwidth to upload. Excuse me, to upload. Alright, well, as far as what I would like, if anyone wants to help, I would like 30 to 60 second channel promos where you make a little video, promoting your channel, showing clips of your videos or whatever, and I like to insert that into the playlist. And I want some old sci-fi movie commercials, maybe commercials from the 50s and 60s, or probably more like 60s, because I don't want too much black and white stuff. To give it more of a television feel, not just a playlist, but an actual, like you're watching television. And I think at night, I think what I'm going to do is play the really old black and white, not really old, but the older documentaries with the narrator with that deep gravelly voice, so people could like listen to it while they sleep, because heck, those old documentaries help me sleep many of nights. Sundays I would like to do a movie night, probably just 2 movies, and just loop them back and forth, or loop them. There's only about 20 movies that I'm aware of that I can actually that haven't been flagged by YouTube, and of course they're They're low budget movies. Now I can do like I think it's like a 5 minute clips. I think that's as long as I can do it. 5 minute clips of content ID flagged movies, and after like 5 minutes, then the stream gets blocked. Doesn't get It just gets kind of like censored, and you just stop the clip, and then you'll get your stream back. But this is all stuff I have to like watch, because I want it to be automated. I don't want to have to sit there and be worried about the stream, shut down overnight. What else? Oh, the other thing I noticed too was a lot of my videos are at different bit rates and different resolutions and stuff. So I am going to go through and re-encode them all into like 720, just so I don't have to constantly go back and forth and I don't know, adjust it between 4:3 and 16:9 ratios. So that's going to take some time, and my computer's fast. It's the bottleneck is really YouTube and my internet connection. And the other thing is I can't stream and upload at the same time because YouTube takes all your freaking bandwidth. It takes freaking 90% of it, and you can't do anything. And I looked into like software programs to like limit YouTube, but that's not really gonna. That doesn't help because you're streaming on YouTube, so I really need a second machine. So probably maybe an old junk laptop I'll use to upload and limit that laptop, via the router, if you guys are into the technical jargon. I would like a news ticker as well, and I'm thinking of doing this at night. And there's a function in OBS where you can stream text from a file, and I get all the flat Earth news from Google Alerts, it's pretty funny. The big thing on Google right now, on as far as flat Earth news, is the Behind the Curve documentary, of course, and they're all like, flat earthers spent $20,000 to prove the earth was flat, and they proved it rotated or whatever. And I don't know, just put like stuff at the bottom, kind of like scroll by, and I'll probably do that late at night, because I don't know if everyone would really want to see text constantly scrolling by. So that'll probably be like a late night thing. And during the day would be more of the premium content, but the problem is I only have maybe 20 hours of premium content, and premium I mean that are like at a higher bit rate, and from the past like 10 years, something from a documentary like that's less than a decade old. I have been trying to get a hold of Discovery Channel to get clearance to actually stream some Discovery Channel shows, some older ones. But the problem is Discovery Channel doesn't own any of those rights, and all those rights are all owned by the production companies, and they don't care, They're just like, no. But I have had, I've probably put in maybe a dozen claims, copyright claims, and I've gotten half of them. So it's promising. I want to be legitimate about it, but even though none of this content is actually, well, no, some of it is mine that I've created, but of course very little. But I would like to see definitely get channel promos from other people. I think that'd be great, like little 30-second clips, like kind of like commercials. And I think that would be really cool with like I said, the sci-fi, the old 60s sci-fi movie promos. Let's see. Yeah, some of the educational stuff from like PBS, you can stream. I can stream like old Nova episodes, which was really cool. It's just a matter of going through all of it. But I would really like to see your guys' ideas, or hear them. I guess not see them. So I think probably tomorrow I will probably stream my sci-fi movies on People Earth 4. So like I said, you just go to the heliocentric .tv and you just save that bookmark, and before you go to bed you click it and you watch some old documentaries and go to sleep. Or in the morning or on the weekends. It doesn't really seem like I get a lot of views during the day, so, but I'm not a very big channel though by any means. But some people, they do look for live streams for like what I'm doing, because rather than watching some playlist or constantly seeing what's going to play next or whatever, they a couple people, they just like the live stream and they just go to that, and they go do their thing and it plays in the background. So probably the biggest reason to do it though is just because there isn't one. I don't know if Biblical Flat Earth 24/7 is still on the air or whatever, but last time I checked there was probably about 3 Flat Earth live streams, and I don't know, there's probably more, but I don't know. I'm a pretty creative guy, so I'm gonna make this look nice. So let's see, I've been working on a bunch of channel promos from taking clips from Beekman's World, which is awesome. Some little comic relief, but a lot of it is, I thought about doing certain days, like just have like all NASA one day, all the moon one day, all like Mars or the planets the next, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I think I should mix it up, but I don't know. I really would like to hear what other people have to say about it. And I think that's about it. Didn't really have anything else. In the comments, do you have anything you want to add? We can throw on some movie or something here. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, another thing. Sometimes, like, I can, like, what got me kicked off of the live stream, got kicked off of People of Earth 1 was because the documentary was cleared, but the documentary had a clip from some vacation, what do you call it? Travel agency, like promo video type thing. They had like a little clip in there. And I was like, son of a bitch. When I first scanned that video, there was no flagging. None whatsoever. So I had to go through and then, upload that, then find where they flag it, then I have to take it out or do my freeze frame on it, where you just, like a slideshow, so it's not an actual moving video, and then re-upload it and check it. And then sometimes it's still flagged. It's just in a different area. So you can upload something. We'll say you upload the same video 3 times. And depending on, like, if your channel is flagged or not, it really makes a difference, because I can open up a brand new channel and upload something that was flagged on another channel of mine and it won't be flagged. So I'm really not liking this YouTube crap. So I'll definitely have to look into yeah, it was a stupid plug for a travel agency. Yep. And I don't know. Because I think I have probably, 40 gigabytes of videos, and those are just documentaries. That's not even YouTube videos. And I had 200 gigabytes, and the freaking file allocation table got corrupted. So if anyone is listening, and I hate admitting this crap, because I'm like CompTIA certified, and I preach this stuff to people. You know, don't do this, and I didn't freaking listen. I had a 4 terabyte drive, and if you keep valuable data on your hard drive, never keep it on the first partition. Now, the partition are what are called like virtual hard drives, where you can not physically separate your drives, but digitally separate your drives into 2 separate drives. Because the file allocation table is at the beginning of the partition. So, on your main hard drive, the outer rim of the hard drive is the first, partition, and the file allocation table is on the very, very edge of that disk, and that very, very edge of the disk is the most delicate. It's also the most fastest, but it's most delicate. So if you have pictures of your friends, your family, your little puppy Foo-Foo, and your little kitty Mittens, and your little baby Jimmy, keep them on, create a second partition. Keep that, don't put that on the first partition, because as far as data recovery, that first partition's a bitch to recover. But it's so easy to recover the second partition. Well, I went ahead and did cloned the drives, and it's called RAID 1, where you have 2 identical drives. I had that set up, and the fucking RAID card failed. Then my SSD drive failed, and I'm so sick of this crap. Yeah, and I'm poor. I can't be affording to buy this crap over and over again. My fucking $80 or $120 Yeti mic, or Yeti Blue, or whatever it's called, fucking died. Fucking Tascam headphones, $50, dead. So sick of this fucking cheap Chinese shit. So now I got a nice $5 or $15 clearance mic with like 40 decibels of line noise. Great. The machine, the virtual machine isn't the problem. I actually need a separate physical machine that I can limit the bandwidth on at the router. I don't know. That's what I don't, because YouTube, when you try to upload something, I would rather upload a video over like 5 hours than YouTube take every last drop of my fucking bandwidth. Sorry about the language. Because I can edit video and stream at the same time. It maxes out my CPU, but it's no problem, just as long as they're not using the same hard drive. But I don't know. I really need to probably look into Twitch, but I won't give up on YouTube just yet. But if anyone, I don't know how many fans I have, maybe 12. I don't know. But once again, like if I drop off the face of the planet, that heliocentric.tv will always be up. That will be up, and that will direct you to where I am, because I am going to be doing this frequency hopping, and I want to play by the rules, but I also want to fight the flat Earth. So hopefully, I'm trying to get Mega Disasters too. Mega Disasters, the show from I think it was on the History Channel, and I wrote them a letter or an email, and hopefully the production company will at least give me I told them I just want like 5 episodes, or what I can do, if I can only show like 5-minute clips or something. I don't know. We'll see. No, I have a bunch of old laptops with like broken screens and shit like that I can just sit there on the counter plugged into the router. I need a separate physical connection, because I don't think you can limit the machine's bandwidth, but you can't limit the software. Or there might be some program, but I haven't seen it, or it might be very difficult to use. I don't know. Yeah, and for the most part, it seems like Discovery Channel doesn't care about any documentary that's like older than like 5, 6 years. But it's always these clips that they use in these documentaries that get me freaking burned. All right, let me check my notes. I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look for the movie trailers tonight. I think that'd be really cool to have. I tried looking for, when I originally had this idea, I tried looking for commercials from like the 60s and stuff. I really couldn't find any. I found like maybe 6 there were. So if you guys have any kind of vintage commercials or anything like that, they don't even have to be uh, heliocentric related. Although, like, no, they could be like tongue in cheek, like vacuum cleaners or yeah, I can't really think of anything. Uh, okay, so maybe not. So just random like commercials would be great, because everyone loves those. But I want to give it kind of this vintage feel, I really want to make it more like a TV show, and rather than just some fucking some playlist. Yeah, I'm aware of the bandwidth limiter on the router. That's what I was referring to. Limiting it at the router. And if anyone is listening, it's only really the nicer routers that you can limit the bandwidth that have the firmware to do that. Your router from your cable company probably won't have it. So, and I tried, the other thing I wanted to mention that I'm kind of confused about is I probably have I want to kind of keep it equal parts vintage and modern documentaries, even though I'm more partial to the vintage stuff. But, I mean, do you want to see like a documentary from like 1965 right next to a documentary made, by NASA in like 2010? I mean, it's kind of weird to me, but it just might be not as aesthetically pleasing, You go from high definition to 16 millimeter film. I don't know. No, I can limit the Windows processes. That's not the problem. It's like I said, the bandwidth. Oh, I see what you mean. Like slow down. I don't think that would work though. I don't know. I'll look into it. T meter. He says, or net balancer. I tried some of them and they're flaky. They didn't work very well. I think the best way to do it is something hardware related, or actually firmware. But yeah, the biggest problem is that I'm uploading to YouTube and streaming to YouTube, and I need to do them both simultaneously, and I'm not going to be able to. So, do I leave the stream on at night? Maybe just do a nighttime like stream and then upload during the day? I don't know. It just, no, I have to upload at night because freaking well, I could set that other router. I don't know. It's just hardware issues. Oh, that's what. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay. Glad I remembered that. The other thing, okay, I would like, if you guys can submit commercials, channel promos, and the other thing I would like is for people to submit highlight reels from live streams, from debates and stuff. The 4-hour freaking debates that they have. If you guys can submit like a 30-minute highlight reel of that, that would be awesome. And that would also be something, I don't think you want to listen to that late at night, but that would probably be like an afternoon thing. But have different program schedules. Like in the morning it'd be one thing, in the afternoon it'd be another thing, evening, and then, or probably just like 3 different shifts. Yeah, I am gonna have to. I will. Yeah, definitely upload at night. You're right. Yeah, the other thing is I need to get a freaking water cooler for my CPU. Yeah, the fan it's not super loud because it's a giant fan, but it's kind of annoying to hear all the time when my CPU is running at 100% when I'm rendering and streaming, which I'm surprised my freaking computer could even do that. It's just like a 3rd generation Xeon. Yeah, and if anyone is used to like hardware problems, you don't want a Xeon because it doesn't have a GPU inside the processor, and there's usually not a GPU on the board. So if your graphic card fails, you're screwed. What else? I think that's it. The news ticker I think would be good. Yeah, and I'll have to get people's input on the news ticker. You know what? Let me set up that YouTube chat thing that people are doing. Let me see. What is it called? It just says messages. Okay, how do I get... Okay, there we go. So here's a link for the little YouTube private chat. I usually do everything by email. I'm not a fan of Discord. Discord it's like a pardon my French, but it's like a clusterfuck. I don't have a good time there. I don't know, and I don't know. I'm not a fan. So I usually do everything by email, but no one does email anymore. It's so weird. They all want this instant messaging crap, and I don't do that. There's like 4 apps on my phone, and I have to hack them to make them work because it's a BlackBerry, and so I don't do Twitter or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I wish Discord was more. I don't know, something about it. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. So I need to find some kind of platform to communicate with people. So we'll try this YouTube thing. Cool. All right. Yeah, and who else? Yeah. Yeah, there's only probably about a dozen people that actually follow me, so I don't know. I don't really care. I just long as I'm producing the oh, you're doing a water cool too? Cool. Yeah, it's just for noise. I mean, you really have to get something tricked out to actually get any kind of extra performance out of something like that. But I mean, there's still a fan. I mean, unless if you have a massive radiator. Yeah, you use email all the time? Yeah, so, because I like email because I could save it. So, if you want to chat on email, my email is PoE, P-O-E, @USA.com. And sometimes Google or Gmail flags it as like a spam email account, but it's because the USA.com, but it's legitimate. Yeah, because I much rather I'm more of a stream of consciousness type of person, where you have an idea and it's somewhere in there and you just kind of keep talking to get it out, So it sounds like I'm really not direct to the point, but a lot of things aren't just as simple as a simple sentence. Yeah. So, we're doing what we can and to combat. I told someone it was the heliocentric crusades. They thought it was pretty funny, but it made me feel really good that those two kids were on the stream last night asking questions, and I was like, man, this is great. This is freaking great. And I'm like, here, let me put on a video for you. And they're like, oh wow, blah blah blah. And I don't know, that it makes you feel kind of good. Another thing I want to do is I want to I don't know if anyone's ever tried to do this, but I would like to act like a flat earther and go up to people, and you know how they flat smack them, but I want to see if I could convince anyone to even buy the bullshit, because every time I see them flat smacking people, they don't buy it. I mean, maybe 1 out of 50 you see, they're like, oh wow, never thought about that. They're always dismissed as lunatics, and it's pretty freaking funny. Another thing I want to do, I don't know how close I have to be to this mic. Another thing I want to do is go to like the mall or shopping area and just ask 1,000 people, like over a month, if the Earth is flat. Because I want to see, because according to that poll, 2% of people are convinced that the Earth is flat. So I want to see. So if that's 1,000 people, I should find 20 flat earthers out of 1,000, right? Yeah. It's late. Yeah, I really like that name, heliocentric television. It sounds so badass. So that's gonna be my baby, and I have nothing else going on, so I could spend all my time there doing this, and it's just the bandwidth issue. And I guess I could probably no, I need to work on getting a second machine set up, and then I'll increase the bandwidth. I say when I have a good steady average of 10 viewers, I'll kick it up to 800 megabits, and then when I get, I don't know, 20, I'm just pulling this out of my butt. As it increases, I'm going to increase the bandwidth, and then I'll actually I'll pay for a faster internet connection, actually start spending money on this. But I make $0 from this, and I'm on a kind of a limited budget. So oh no, it's not that your email doesn't get to me, my email won't get to you if you have Gmail. But you just check your spam or whatever. But it only happens every once in a while. Another thing is too, when anyone sends a link through like Gmail, you always want to send a second email saying that you sent a link. Check your spam. So you send your link in a separate email, because they love blocking them. Man, it's actually hot in here. I feel sorry for you guys with all that snow. It's like 74 degrees. We should be outside. Well, I think that's all I have. I don't want to ramble on. I just wanted to get my thoughts out for